Welcome back to Mock Draft Madness. This is day 45 of doing a mock draft every single day until the NFL draft. We forgot to record the screen the first time. We were about 5 picks in, so now we're restarting. If you don't know ball and want to know ball, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, let us know in the comments your favorite, least favorite pick from this mock draft, as well as trade scenarios. Dobbs is going to take odds. I'm going to take evens. Dobbs, let's have the same conversations we just had. Number one, who are you going with?
Yeah, we know, as I said initially, as I'll say again, bro, no explanation needed. We know we're taking Caleb off the board here at number one.
I at number two, kind of what we talked about before with Jaden Daniels going to the Commanders being more likely just because of the insiders and how they talk. Like I said earlier, like it was all the insiders talk that the Bears are going to be taking Caleb Williams, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's just smoke," blah 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 blah. But when is the last time you've heard a conflicting report that the Bears aren't taking Caleb? And it just kind of died down and it has been accepted as fact. And I think with Adam Schefter saying it, Adam Schefter to me is like, yes, he has some misses, blah, 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 but he's talking about like Jaden is probably their guy, which I think is the wrong choice for them. I think Drake May would be a better choice for them. But at this point, like I'm not going to go against what 90% of insiders I'm seeing is saying. So I'm going to go Jaden Daniels here at number two.
No, yeah, it makes plenty of sense, bro. Where there's this much smoke, there has to be fire. It's just what it is, right?
Yeah. Number three to the Patriots.
All right, so again, as when we were on our last recording, I mulled over some trade options. I just wasn't feeling it. And what I decided on, the consensus that I came to, is we put Drake May in the Patriots, but we're gonna say we're sidelining for a year. It's like, a year behind Jacoby Brissett, you get that developmental season. I think this is one of the better case scenarios for Drake May. With that Jacoby Brissett, sit year. If you throw him into the fire right away, we're fucked. Someone's getting fired. But you throw him in here, have him sit for a while, I'm comfortable with that. So Drake May here at number three.
I think that makes the most sense. Honestly, if they were to go JJ or Drake, I think they got to sit him for a year anyway to get the best out of them. I think if you throw them in to that Patriots offense right away, they're going to stunt their development quite a bit. But kind of what we were talking about at four, that's kind of where we stopped, was, I think, and we were having this conversation before, all bias aside, I would like the Bears to trade up. And I think Poles also realizes that he might, if his team is as good as he thinks it is, this is the last time you're going to be in range to be in like a top 10 pick, and you already have the 9 pick. So because we know the Cardinals love to maneuver. So we know if the Cardinals go back to 9 and the Bears trade up, they can maneuver their way back into like pick 7, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to move around the board. Monty Ossenfort knows how to move around the board. And we saw the Texans do it last year. Go up and get Will Anderson Jr. and they got CJ Stroud. If you feel like you're not going to be in range of taking a top 10 talent and you think your team is as good as it's going to be with a Caleb Williams and you only have Keenan Allen on a one, because think about it. After next year, it's DJ Moore and Tyler Scott. Like you need another guy. So do you think the Bears could offer the Cardinals enough for them to move off the 4 pick to go to number 9?
Oh, I'm sure you guys could. It's just a matter of if you want to lose those later round assets. But like again, it is just like what the Texans did last year. And I think I'll put it like this. With Marv, you are truly getting a receiver prospect that's on a very similar level to like when Calvin Johnson came out. You're just like, oh my God, like, bruh, from the hands perspective, from the size perspective, from the physicals, like basically the only way this guy doesn't work out is if he has something with injuries, which obviously we're praying never happens for Marvin. So it's like when you can shoot up and get a guy like that, I mean, it definitely has to entice you to the point where, especially when you saw, it's just like you said, when you see what the Texans did last year, it's got to open some doors in the meeting rooms where you got to say to yourself, like, you know what, man, if we can go get potentially 2 all-pro guys this year, we changed our trajectory for the foreseeable future. Like,
So, all right, so you're number 9. So I'm going to leave this up to you because I'm number 4. So if you're going to move off of 4, what is it going to take from us this year?
okay. So if I was gonna here, let me tell you right now.
Obviously, we're going to swap picks.
I would need, all right, the pick swap would definitely need pick 75 this year. I'm gonna need that second rounder from Carolina next year.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna need that third rounder next year.
Okay. Can I get pick 104 this year, or what? Not 138.
Yeah, of course. I think that
Because
sounds fair.
I think it's you obviously move up like 2 rounds this year, and then I think that's a fair trade because my thing is the Bears are actually going to get the Bears actually have a decent number of picks next year, and I think they're also going to get some comp picks as well. So my thing is, if you're the Bears and you're looking at this, you can go get Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, you're not going to have draft picks this year, but your team is already pretty set this year. And my thing is, you can go get the depth next year when your team's already kind of rolling and you're going to have to get cheaper anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably a good trade. So we're going to force that through. And the Bears, obviously on the clock, are going to take Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, right. I love that, bro.
All right, number 5 to the Los Angeles Chargers. Where are we going?
Oh, let's see, bro. Because I'm back to having whenever the Chargers come up on the board, I have a lot of options. But then it's like I always just narrow back down to reality, bro. And the reality of the situation is when you traded away Keenan and this offense already has now I don't want to say it's been like struggling, but it's not we want to get Herbert back really in that flow. We want to get Herbert like right, you know what I mean? Like I think we want to really start getting this offense back on track. And we know I know the defense has plenty of issues too. But when you let go of Keenan, I feel like you got to replace that right away. And I'm sure that's probably was part of the idea behind it. Now, on that same token, they also could be thinking completely like, I want to revitalize the trenches early and we can go receiver later. It's tough. Whenever I get put in this position, it is always between it, where again, it's early for him, but it's always between Talise, Brock Bowers, Rome, and then Malik.
That's
But
the
I feel
tough
like,
part too, is because like they don't need a left tackle. Like, and I don't
yeah,
see Alt moving around.
no, I'm rigid on it, bro, and I'm gonna stick on it. And I'll even use like you want like an example people always kind of like forget about. I'll use like Mike McGlinchey as a great example. Like when the Niners took him, they took him from that left side to that right side, and he's been productive, but he's never hit that same like all pro first round, a ninth overall pick in the draft status. Like when you take guys and you move them around like that, there's always a potential for them to kind of have a drop off in what you expected that ceiling to be. So it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't want to do that to Joe. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't think
And then
it'll work
again,
very well.
with Talise, I'm very comfortable whether he's playing right guard or right tackle that he's going to just maul shit. So it's like, but then I just go back to my roots on this one where I think you're potentially replacing Keenan with somebody who's able to produce more than him, literally in his rookie year, which is insane. But that's how high I am on his talent. And I'm going to say, give me Malik Neighbors right here.
Okay, I like
I
that.
think that's logical. I think a lot of people would agree with that. It's kind of more popular as we move on here. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think Malik can be a game changer with Justin Herbert. At number 6, we have the New York Giants on the clock. Now, I have been going wide receiver with them because if you really look at their team, it's like that's like really the biggest hole. I think their cornerback position is pretty bleak too. I don't love
It's
it.
bleak.
And that's puts them in a very hard spot at number 6 because it's like you have Andrew Thomas, you have Evan Neal, but I don't know if you love Evan Neal. Where you can try and kick him into guard, but then again, you're stuck in the situation of you need a right tackle, not a left tackle. And Joe Alt isn't going to move over there. You could go Fuaga. You could go even to J.C. Latham. I think, honestly, there's no ceiling on how high J.C. Latham goes. I think he could be one of the first tackles off the board. I would take him over Olu, in my opinion. Like, I just like the game of because I think Latham can also play guard. Like, I think he gives you that versatility if you don't need to play him at tackle right away. And
No,
I just
he definitely does.
what scares me about Olu is his run game. I don't like his run game blocking.
No, Olu is definitely the most project of the guys that are like very highly touted in this year's O-line class. But then it's just back to how high his ceiling is. But I
Yeah.
do agree with you completely. Like,
I think I'm in a tough position because I think Rome Odunze is probably the pick here because they do need wide receiver. But I would like to see them possibly move back if they could and get more capital because I just think that team is a little bit farther away than people think. And because we saw it, like we called it last year, like the Giants may have the same record, but they're probably good. They might be better, but they're going to have the same record. And they ended up way worse. They were one of the worst teams in football in the at the start of the year. Obviously, they picked it up, but they're picking 6 for a reason. The only thing is, if you want a team that's going to be moving up for a Rome Odunze, it's probably going to be a team like the Jets or even the Colts, because after that, you have to give up so much capital to get up to 6 that it might not even be worth it. So now at pick 7, we have the Tennessee Titans, and I think we probably know where this pick is going to go.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who'd you take with 6 though?
Oh, Roma Dunze, my
Okay.
bad.
All right, Rome. No, I just want to be sure. I was like, that's what I thought. That's why I want to be sure.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, no, you know where we're going here, bro. This one requires no explanation on my end. I'm rooted in my trenches, firm belief. It's not the flashy picks, it's the ones that build you long-term sustainability. Joe Alt, be making him your blind side, especially when you can do it at pick 7. It's a weird year where like almost any other year where there wasn't this much top-heavy talent, like receiver, QB, like Joe Alt would be going top 3 to 5. You're getting really lucky this year where if you're a Titans fan, you can get him right here at pick 7. Gotta feel happy about that.
I agree. I think that's like kind of the home run pick. And if Rand Carthon doesn't make the pick, I think you question a little bit as the Titans fans. I think you should be
Yeah,
like, why would you pass on him?
if he's sitting there at 7, no lie, it's going to be very hard for them to pass on him. At least I would hope so.
At number 8, to the Atlanta Falcons. Unfortunately, the Dallas Turner picks just makes so much sense because I love the idea of Dallas Turner in that 3-4 defense. But I also think like the Falcons are in a prime position for like a trade out spot. Like if there's a team that wants to come up and get Bowers, if there's a team that wants to come up and get one of these top edge rushers, like I think the Falcons can get one of the top guys while moving down to like pick 15. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
100%.
I it's tough because it's just the easy selection, and I just think like even a guy like Latu could be good in their defense, and he might be. Okay, I think this stems from the fact that I'm not the biggest Dallas Turner fan. Like, I get like why people like him. He's not edge one to me.
No, no. At least, especially at this part of his development. Like I think he's still a guy that's developing. It's still a lot of time to develop. And again, like we always say, I think if he falls anywhere that's not a 3-4 defense, that development is going to be a lot tougher. Like I really would like want him to fall into a 3-4 defense. He could be a 4-3 guy, but it's like, for example, if the Saints took him versus like Jared Verse, if they're both on the board, I'm gonna be like, I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
He's much more scheme dependent, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah. Fuck. This one's tough. I don't know.
I think again, like I said last time, though, I know you don't have to make the same pick at all, no pressure. But it's like if I'm the Falcons and I'm being serious when I say this, like Jerzon Newton or Byron Murphy, I'm definitely thinking really heavy about right
Yeah,
here. I know,
yeah,
but
think
again,
so
where you could
too.
definitely trade down for them. Like
That's what I'm saying, but it's like who wants to come up at this spot? Like it has to be a team
It would be
that wants
probably
Bowers.
somebody that wants. That's what I was gonna say, and that's the only team that we knew that was really even considering was either. Well, I'll say
I
this.
think the Colts are a player for Bowers.
I think the Colts are the only players left because we knew it was the Bengals initially. I don't think after signing 3 tight ends, I'm pretty sure that solidifies like, okay, this is our new tight end room.
Yeah.
We didn't sign someone just to cut them literally in the next 2 months, very likely. So like,
The Falcons are I think they end up trading out, honestly, in the real draft.
I do too, though. Like this, like because it's just not. They're in a
No.
favorable spot, and someone who needs Bowers, or even someone who really favors like a Jerzon Newton or a Latu, even Talise Fuaga. I feel like there'd be teams that would shoot up for them right here.
I'm just gonna give him Byron Murphy the second. I think he's probably the best interior defensive lineman in the draft, and they just need help on that defensive line, regardless of what position it is.
No, I'm so you know me, but you know how I feel about Byron. I mean, I think Byron's going to be one of the best players in this class. So I think you're getting fantastic value there if you're a Falcons fan. It's one of those not flashy picks, but again, it's just long-term sustainability. Like,
Right. At number 9 for the Arizona Cardinals.
oh, right, bro. Okay, so with the Cards, we move down. We're still feeling like we're in a pretty solid spot here. And let me think, bro, because now obviously, and this is fine though. I actually like it this way, where because in all the sim mocks and everybody always has the Cardinals going receiver like super early. And you know how I feel about the receiver position, minus when it's guys like Marv, like or Malik. Or this year it's a weird where there's actually 3 top dog. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
most of the time, you can wait patiently and still get a very productive receiver, and I don't worry about it very much. And the way you got things set up this year, bro, it's tough because I know that they just took Jonah Williams, but it's like like Jonah Williams has been like a walking injury for a while, and also even when he was playing, it hasn't been like
Yeah.
he's been how it was the first couple seasons. Man, like if you're the Cardinals right here, I'm saying to myself, Like, oh, we have so many options though. You know what? Oh, dude, no, but it's just so tough, bro. Like the Cardinals are one of those teams that has so many needs. But I'll say this, I'm gonna look at it logically. You have the most money invested in Kyler Murray. I feel like it's only right that when you can't feel like you can provide the value with either the receiver and you don't need a tight end. You have actually one of the best
Yeah,
tight ends
Trey
in the league
McBride's a
already.
dog.
I
Yeah,
feel like it's only logical that we're gonna take. Oh, but it's like, bro, but they got all bid, bro. But he might fit better on this team. You know what, bro?
what are we locking in?
Let me get Troy Fautanu right off the board here at pick
I
9 to the
like that
Cardinals.
pick. They need help all over the line.
That's where I'm like, because it's like with Talise, we're more locked into kind of like two spots, three spots most. With Troy, we can kind of just feel it out in camp. Wherever we need him most, we're going to play him. And we
Yeah.
so desperately need to protect Kyler.
I'm so glad you went with that pick because I was a little bit scared and I was laughing when you said this shit about the receivers because I'm about to fuck up the whole draft. I've never done this before, but I'm going to take Brian
Yo.
Thomas Jr. to the Jets to play next to Garrett
Yo.
Wilson. I know Brock
Yo.
Bowers is there, but I just think a wide receiver would do them a little bit better than Brock Bowers initially. I know that you can play Bowers in the slot, but we know how tight ends operate in the league. They take 1 or 2 years to kind of get going. And my thing is, the Jets maybe only have 2 years. Like, do you want to waste that year? I think
They might
Brian
have
Thomas,
one.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Like Aaron
Brian
Rodgers
Thomas
is talking about
Jr.
retiring after
yeah.
like how he might have had to retire last year. Like
4.33, Brian Thomas Jr. led college football in receiving touchdowns. Pair him with Garrett Wilson. You get that speed. At this point, you are just trying to win, and I think Brian Thomas Jr. can do that for you.
Well, and I just want to remind everybody, bro. Again, even as an LSU fan, I want to remind everybody. When Jamar came out, and again, this is where things get dicey because this is where target shares and all that become a thing where you have to start considering it, right? Like I understand this. My thing is they both are basically the same level of talent, but you're gonna get what I'm saying. Like when Jamar came out, and Jay Jettis came out, everybody, especially the LSU faithful, were so certain. Like, yeah, they're close, but dude, Jamar's gonna blow him out the water in the professional career. Like Jamar's gonna have a way better career, yada yada. But we see where we're at now, and it's like, hey man, Jettis is definitely edging him out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it could be a very similar situation with Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors, to be completely honest. It's just all situation and target share dependent. Like
We had to mix it up. We got Fautanu going 9 to the to the Cardinals and Thomas Jr. going to the Jets. A little bit
But you
different.
could really see it go like that.
It
That's
could
the thing is
happen, man.
everyone always gets way too, when we heard Jameer Gibbs going last year, bro, you never
Bro, we were at the
you
draft
never
like,
wanna be
what
too
the
certain.
fuck? Well, that's the thing, too,
Bro,
is
we
people in the
literally were
comments
doing,
like, oh, bro, they would never do that. Why? You don't know. We don't know. That's why we're doing mock drafts.
Bro, nobody's in the meetings. Nobody's in the meeting rooms. It's all very what guys value on these guys is all very scheme dependent. It's all these
Right.
things you have to ask yourself that we're not in the meeting rooms for.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, like, if you look at the Arizona Cardinals, their draft capital over the next 2 years, they have another first-round pick, another second-round pick, 4 third-round picks this year. Then they have a round 1 this year, 2 round 2s next year, 2 round 3s. Like, that team is going to be built up, and that's what they need. So, at number 11, to the Minnesota Vikings, who are we taking?
How easy is it? How easy is it? We're taking JJ McCarthy off the board. They didn't even have to trade it up. If you're a Vikings fan and you weren't on the JJ train, at least you didn't have to give up a bunch of draft capital for him, right? You
Nice.
still got your pick there at 24. So you got to feel happy about that. And I get there's not really much explanation needed. We know the Vikings need a quarterback. We know that they're interested in JJ McCarthy. I don't know if it's the number 1 choice anymore. With Drake May, it's probably the number 1 choice, but you're getting your number 2 choice, and you got to feel happy about it. Sitting him for a year behind Sam Darnold.
At number 12, to the Denver Broncos. I fucking hate this pick so much. So I'm actually going to. I think I'm gonna kind of pin you with the Broncos pick. I think I'm gonna try to make the small trade up with the Colts. So then you have to make the pick for the Broncos. Because
I'm
it's
fine
like
with that, bro.
It's
Because
like
the Colts are going to be the team to do it. Like if this is the situation.
I just think like it's only 3 spots. I think the Colts actually might be a team to take a Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know if they're going to trade up to do so, but with him off the board, I really do think they want to add like a kind of elite receiving target especially with Shane Steichen. I mean, like coming from Philly, he had Devonta Smith, he had AJ Brown, he had Dallas Goedert. Like they had very good players. And yes, they have Michael Pittman, but they don't really have that alpha number 2 guy. And I think Brock Bowers can really be that. So so you're the Colts. Okay.
And I was gonna say it makes plenty of sense too, bro. Because if you're in the audience right now, you're probably saying to yourself like, "Oh, but why would they jump? Like, are you worried about the Raiders or the Saints taking Brock Bowers?" And here's my thing: maybe not necessarily, but I'm gonna tell you this as a Saints fan, I would not be surprised to see the Saints go that route because we've gone for so long as a franchise, the whole like project develop a guy. I'm sure the Saints would be sitting in that draft room right now, and if Brock Bowers was sitting there at 14, they would for sure be thinking about it in terms of like, we're getting one of the best players in the draft. We didn't have to trade up for him. We're actually very confident in his physical and everything else. Like the Saints, I'm sure, even though no one talks about it, the Saints, I think, would definitely be considered a wild card for Brock Bowers at this point. Like,
So what do you think gets this trade done? A third?
say,
Because last year from 9 to 10 it took a fourth.
let me get a third and a seventh.
Third and a seventh.
You could even be that last. It could even be that compensatory from San Francisco.
What if I give you 191 and you give me 207? So the Colts give
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
15,
I'm fine with
82,
that.
and 191. The Colts get 12 and 207.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, force a trade through. Colts are on the clock, and they're going to take Brock Bowers. Number 13
All
to the
right.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh man, bro. This is really one of those picks that also respect really fucking sucks. Like Raiders
I
fans, you
know,
are
I
in a really
know.
weird spot, dude. Like the
They
Ra-
can,
I-
they have
because
good options though for those spots. That's the thing.
no, they do. And it's like, okay, especially if you're still going to give Tyree Wilson another year, you actually have to feel really good about your D line at this point. Like Malcolm Kuntz made a huge jump last year. You just added Christian Wilkins. Like, okay, we're getting things to come together there on the D line. But then with the O line, it's tough too because like I don't know what they're going to do with Munford. Like Munford's playing good ball, but I
Yeah.
don't know if they're going to extend him after this year. And it's like I feel like the best pick available right here, right now. Now I'm just going to be, back to my roots. We're taking Talise Fuaga. We'll probably play him at guard this year, or we'll kick Munford over to swing tackle or Munford to guard. How I would think you'd probably keep Munford at tackle though. Just kick Felice to guard. If you don't re-sign Munford, we kick him out. But regardless, or if Talise has like an All-Pro Pro Bowl season at guard, we just keep him there and he is a guard. I mean, it's kind of a win-win no matter what. So
That honestly makes the most sense. I think it's going to be right tackle or corner for them. Um,
no, yeah, they've got to start shoring up those trenches. In my opinion, before you get the QB, because you bring in the QB now into that situation, it's just already like you already would be bridging anyway. It's just not the best value.
so now we're sitting here with the New Orleans Saints, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take J.C. Latham, someone who can play guard, someone who can play tackle. While I do like the idea of adding an Olu, I would really hope you want to give Penning just like a little bit more time. Like, Ramczyk is probably more out the door than Penning.
No, that's what's getting. It's sad but unfortunate. But yeah, with Ramczyk, I don't know what the future looks like, and it looks kind of bleak at this point,
Bro,
unfortunately.
are you ready to see a Saints O-line that just has not been dominant? Like, it's kind of crazy because I feel like they've been good
It's
for
already
so
been-
long.
They
But
have.
I
but
know
at the
they've been
same-
on the
at that same-
downturn, but
It's been a steady downturn. Like we need to get back to the old days. Like we do need to get back to the old days. And that's where hopefully with JC Latham, bro, I hope we go a route like this in the real draft. Because if we got JC on draft night, bro, I'd have to pull out I don't know, a trampoline and actually get to do the backflips. Like
I think that's a great pick. I really like JC Latham. I think he's really good.
oh bro. Dude, no, dude, he's if we redid our top 15 talents, I think JC would be moving up and I'd have a couple other guys that would move out, like no lie. So yeah, JC to the Saints at 14, I would actually be doing backflips.
15 to the Denver Broncos.
Back to the pinned position, bro.
Bro.
But it's like, okay, so we moved down a little bit. We feel, we're not reaching as much on maybe certain guys we would have been reaching on before.
And you picked up an
I'm gonna
extra
t-
third, which is nice.
That is. I mean, the Broncos are in such an absolutely horrific position with the corner that it's almost like I don't really have much of a choice. I feel like I kind of just have to take Tyrion Arnold right here. Like that's where
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tyrion Arnold. I'm very high on Tyrion. Love the pedigree. Love how he really never. He actually like. It was never a step backwards. It was literally just a bunch of little
Always
baby
forward.
steps forward to becoming the elite college corner he became. So like, and I think that same development, that same transition will very likely continue into the NFL, especially when you put him next to another hard worker. Alabama you know, I don't want. I said I was gonna say Alabama native, Alabama alum, like Surtain. I mean, you got to feel happy about that. I think you're getting a great duo over there. Terry
I
Arnold. I
mean,
know it's the easy pick,
yeah, him and Pat
but
Surtain
it's
though are
just
nuts,
it's the
nuts.
logical pick too, bro. It really is. Like when you
Yeah.
have when you can't guard any receivers minus on literally one side of the field, one third of the field, you're gonna be fucked. You got to add another corner. We're taking Terran right here. We're happy about it.
At number 16, I think this pick is pretty easy. The Seattle Seahawks are going to take Dallas Turner off the board.
Yeah, that one is way too easy. And
Yeah.
also now, like I would say, Boye, Mafe, Dallas Turner, like that is actually a scary duo for if you're a quarterback. Like you have dudes that are running 4.4s like off the edge of you consistently. Like
Yeah. No, I think 16 is probably the last spot he falls. 17 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. What are we doing here? I fucking hate this team.
dude,
You
they
know
bro,
me,
this
Drew.
is
I was
literally
such a
the worst.
Jacksonville fan, and they just ruin it every year. Like, why do you guys consistently blow it? And they blow it in the
Bro,
worst way possible.
their team building just makes no sense. That's actually really what the problem is. Like I don't, bro. Again, whenever I'm looking at their lineup, it's like I really cannot believe they gave Gabe Davis as much money as they did either. I really can't. And it's the thing. Now a lot of people be like, that's not a lot of money nowadays. I don't give a fuck how much, bro. Gabe Davis was not worth 10 M's a season. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm shocked.
I think
But
it was
anyways,
like
bro, let me get off
13.
my. Yeah, I think it was probably even more. I
I
know
think it was
I know it was 10
39
at the
million
least.
for 3 years. 39 million for 3 years, I believe.
Truly, yeah, honestly, truly
Yeah.
a little bit confused at the way they built the team. Also, interestingly, though, I don't know if
They
anyone,
got Josh
this is
Allen
like even
though.
been talked about much. No, yeah, at least yeah, at least Josh Allen's back, bro. So they're playing Darnell Savage at slot corner this year, which is very interesting because then it's like I'm not as tempted to reach on corner, even though it's not really I would be tempted to go first initially. I feel like we'd agree that the O line is the biggest need for them, and it's like, but
The
again, though,
weirdest
I'm
thing is
not.
they re-signed all their interior guys, and they're fucking mid.
That's what no, and that's where, but it. Oh, dude.
And they brought in Mitch Morse to play center, which is
To
an
be honest,
upgrade. I
bro.
agree, but he's just old.
And they just, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they just re-sign Roy Robertson Harris?
I believe I possibly think they gave him like a small extension. The other thing to be aware of, Dobbs, is Cam Robinson, their left tackle, is only signed through 2024.
I would say one more year, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, bro. You know what, bro? We're gonna switch it up. But at the same time, it's like Antonio Johnson just had a good rookie year. Andre Cisco is not playing bad ball. Like, dude, bro, the Jaguars build their team so weird with the way they re-signed everybody. It's actually they've put me in such a pin position. But you know what? We're taking Olu and we're going to sit him for a year behind Cam, and
That makes the most
we're not
sense.
going to re-sign Cam, and that's the route. At least the way we're sitting right now, it just makes the most sense. That's what I'm going to do.
I would have done the same thing. I think Cam or Olufashanu to the Jaguars makes a lot of sense. 18 to the Cincinnati Bengals. They kind of have just like an FU pick. They can really draft wherever they want. I think
They really do.
something that the Bengals do a lot actually is draft in succession plans. And Joe Burrow is going to be their quarterback for quite a while. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to take, Amarius Mims is very enticing, so that's what I'm going to do. Somebody who can play both tackle spots, and Trent Brown is only there for a year, so you can allow Amarius Mims to get experience and then fill in for Trent Brown when he leaves.
No, I love that pick, actually. I think it's fantastic value.
At number 19 to the Los Angeles Rams, where are we going?
Yeah, I was already starting to think ahead on this one, bro. Um, it's very interesting.
The thing is, this
And
would have been a great spot for Olu.
no, it definitely would have. Definitely would have. Um, this is one where I feel like it's going to be a little bit more unpopular with per se like the Rams fans. But this is the route I would go if I was on the board right here, and I'll explain it to you. To me, I know a lot of Rams fans want like a pure edge, like they want like their outside linebacker edge. But no, again, with the way the board's fallen in terms of value, I think taking Jerzon Newton right here is the best value. Like you just lost AD, and on top of that, guys, if you can get Kobe Turner coming off that rookie year he just had, and then we got Bobby Brown in the middle, who also has had first very good productive like first few years of the career, and he's getting better. And then we replace Murchison with Jerzon Newton, all of a sudden, those three huge bodies that right next to each other, it almost doesn't matter who we have on the edge. And then Byron Young, we already have as the one edge. We only have to fill another one. We can fill that other edge need later in this draft. I think if we pack that interior like that, man, oh man, all of a sudden, are we really coming together nice? I love Jerzon Newton right here at pick 19.
For value, very good. 20 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is always an interesting selection because it's typically wide receiver, center, or tackle, but I don't necessarily, all the like tackles are kind of off the board here unless you want to go with a guy like Graham Barton who maybe can play center for you. He can play tackle. Like, I don't know if that's a route you want to go. I think obviously taking a guy like Quinyon Mitchell could be good. I also think supplementing that D line because it is getting a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Like, TJ Watt's not going to be around forever. We called it last year. People were pissed at us. We're like, TJ Watt's good, but he's only getting older and he's always injury prone. And what happens after the Steelers fans start killing us in the comments? He tears some shit. And wait, what did he tear? He fucked up his like pec, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm gonna double check right now.
But it's just like, bro, like I think also like with a guy like a Jared Verse or Leatu Latu available, I really like that. I think they want to target more offense though because I don't know really what the Steelers' MO or like future plans are because hopefully Justin pans out, but Russ and Justin are only on contract through 2024. So like I would think they're trying to get the most out of their offense just to see what they have. And with that being said, I think you're kind of go with Graham Barton, someone who can give you like 5 position versatility. Because it's that or Jackson Powers Johnson, in my opinion, unless you go with Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I would either be going JPJ or Graham Barton right here. Honestly, that would be what I'm going without even thinking about it. Because again,
Yeah,
it's like
I need Graham
like
Barton.
because you have to shirt up for the QB, and whether it's Russ, whether it's Justin, whether it's neither of them, I feel like you got to start shirting that area up.
Yeah, I went Graham Barton. So 21 to the Dolphins. Where are we gonna go?
All right, bro. So the Dolphins are also not in a bad position either, where we could definitely go a few different routes here. But again, we're in a position where it's like I'm gonna actually just make the pick without thinking about it. Where for the first time in a while, I'm gonna move him off his natural position, but it's fine. But we don't. But potentially not even. We also could maybe just take Aaron Brewer and move him over as well. Like we're taking JPJ though. We're not thinking too much about it. We're reshoring up this interior for the Dolphins, which we desperately need to do to protect Tua.
It's so funny because I feel like in the actual draft and how most mock drafts go is once Graham Barton goes or JPJ goes, the other guy goes right behind him because there's interior needs on all these teams.
Yeah, no, you can't wait. Once you see it start happening, you can't wait.
So with the Eagles on the board, I am going to give them, I'm between Quinyon Mitchell or Nate Wiggins. I think either could be good for them. I do, because I'm trying to remember, who's the defensive coordinator now for the Eagles? It's Fangio, right?
So I say it's Fangio.
He runs a lot of like blitz. So I do think a guy like a Nate Wiggins could work because I know they do run like a decent amount of zone coverage. And he is quick. He's lengthy. He's just light. But I think Nate Wiggins could actually excel in that defense.
Yeah, again, I know that we know there's some Eagles fans that are not a fan of the pick at all, but as I say,
They just don't want corner.
Yeah, it's like you put a little bit of weight on Nate, and if you've watched a lot of Nate Wiggins at Clemson, like man, Nate Wiggins is a guy with instincts, with speed. He definitely likes playing the game. Like it's just the weight. We just got to put on some weight. Like
unless we give him Jared Verse.
You know what though? I
think I'm gonna give him Jared Verse because we know how they are about like the trenches.
Yeah, no, I think that's just a money pick though. Like you gotta love that if you're an Eagles fan.
Their corners are gonna get shredded this year, but I don't know.
But you know what? At least you got a potential blue chip.
Well,
guy.
they have 2 second-round picks, so maybe they go and get a guy.
No, exactly.
23 to the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, I'm gonna need a minute to think about this one, bro, because I'm definitely pondering over a few different routes here.
You got your quarterback at pick 11. I know I have an idea. I think on where I would go, but there are multiple spots that they do need some help. I don't know why it says they need a tight end.
Yeah, I don't, bro. That is getting really frustrating. Like it'll literally have them taking Brock Bowers like every sim mock. It's just
Do,
out of pocket.
do they
Like
give JJ McCarthy every weapon possible and give him Adonai Mitchell? Just do the Jalen Hurts method. Give him ridiculous receivers everywhere.
they definitely could. They definitely could. I'm thinking it's tough, bro.
What side of the
I
ball
think
are you
we're. I
thinking?
think I'm.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking. You know what though? I'm thinking we're gonna go Quinyon Mitchell right here, bro.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think
They
we're going
need
Quinyon
corner
Mitchell. We
help
need to shore up the
bad.
DB so bad. I think we're very high on Quinyon's ceiling. I'm happy taking Quinyon here at pick 23.
The Cowboys are in a tough spot now at 24 because the tackles aren't there, the interior guys aren't there. The next best tackle is Tyler Guyton. They could go Zach Frazier. I think that is a little high for him, though. I think 3 interior guys going in the first is a little rich.
But maybe not the way that the game is transitioning, where like a lot of teams
Yeah.
pass rushing, like specialties coming from the middle now. Times have changed, and so it's like
They do, yeah. They do need cornerback help, though, too. They did lose Stephon Gilmore. And, like,
no, you could go a lot of you could go a lot of directions with the Cowboys.
I think that line is a little bit worse than people think right now. Zach
No,
Martin's
I agree
getting
with you on
older.
that 1,000%.
Fuck it. Let's just. But you want to know who is such a Cowboys pick? Adonai Mitchell.
Who?
Adonai Mitchell. He's
would
from
be a Cowboys
Texas. Pairing him with CeeDee Lamb. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him Adonai Mitchell.
I love the pick though. I mean, I love it. So
25 to the Packers.
all right, bro. To the pack. What are we gonna do? Let me think here.
They're screaming because their guy's on the board.
Swear that their guy is on the board, bro. Fill me in. I feel like I'm out of the loop. Who's
It's Cooper
Packers guy right
DeJean.
here?
They
Like,
love Cooper DeJean.
see, no, I wanted to be sure, bro. Oh, I was gonna say, dude, no, I promise, Packers fans, that was literally the first thing I was thinking when I was looking over the board. I just want to be sure I wasn't missing anything specific.
Plus,
But
they got
yeah,
Lucas
no,
Van Ness
honestly,
from Iowa
like,
last year, too.
no, dude, no. Now that I know it's their guy, I'll let it play a little bit of influence. No, I was gonna say though, I'm taking him and I'm playing strong safety, and I'm not really thinking much about it with the way that the board's looking right now. So, hey, Pack, you got your new strong safety. His name's Coop DeJean.
Him and McKinney will be nice.
That would be such a nice duo.
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. I think they do need help on their pass rush. I think Leatu Latu could be a pretty good pick for them. I think their corner room is a little bit more in need. They're after losing Shaq Barrett, though, it's hard to pass up a guy like Latu at this point.
It is.
So
Like,
I'm going to go Latu. I'm just going to go Latu. I don't know how I can argue against it. Besides the medicals,
yeah,
I
you
don't
can.
know.
I love it.
27
I love
to
it,
the
though.
Cardinals.
But if you're the Bucks, like, the Bucks are just fuck it. Let's take a home run shot.
They have to. I mean, Kalijah Kancey worked out.
No, exactly. All right, bro. And then so we got the Cardinals right here. All right, so man,
They took Fautanu. They also have pick 35.
all right, let's see, bro. I gotta play the board here.
They need just about everything. So unless you take a quarterback, you're not wrong.
They need just about everything, and I'm not gonna take a chance on risking and missing my guy right here. I'm gonna say, you know what? Let us take Zach Frazier off the board right here and make sure that none of these
Beefing
other
up
teams
that
are the
line.
interior. Dude, beef. You know me, bro. You know my logic. I like this right here.
Okay. So we have Paris Johnson Jr., Fautanu, Jonah Williams, and Frazier. So that line is drastically improved.
Yeah, no. Now we're starting to actually give Kyler some help.
So pick 28 to the Buffalo Bills. I just think, like, I don't know, man. They're in a tough spot. They have so many picks. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks. 128 and beyond. And this draft is extremely shallow. So I don't know what they do here. They could maybe get a guy like Guyton to develop. Because I don't know. How are you looking at the Bills? Do you think they're trying to compete this year? Like, what do you think they're trying to do?
That's what it's like. I'm sure that in their mind they are, but realistically, like I said earlier, it's like but when we were talking earlier before, Josh Allen literally has to have like one of the greatest seasons of all time for them to go make like a deep run. So it's like,
I think they have to kind of add a receiver here because they're not picking again until 60. So there's
so many options for those.
I know, but I just struggle to see like Ladd McConkey being like a wide receiver 1.
See, I see him just being like a slot 1. It's like I don't think he's gonna be like your team's X receiver, but I think he could lead the team in receiving if he just plays in the slot. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of depends like where you throw him out.
Yeah. All right, let's give him Ladd. Let's see what they can do with Ladd. They need a receiver.
I think that would be a good combo with Josh Allen, to be honest. I think they would play very well off script together. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair. Smooth.
Right, Ladd's going to come back to the ball for you. Like, I think Ladd's very QB friendly. I think that would be a good combo.
29 to the Detroit Lions.
Right, so the Lions went crazy with the free agency replacing the guards. Like, they didn't even really blink much, and they just figured that. So I'm not going to worry about like their Lions line is looking fantastic. The Lions offense in itself, I'm not even going to really think about. Like it's like we're kind of like, all right, the Lions offense is we're absolutely cooling. Now we move over to the defense. It's tough, bro. You go definitely a few different directions here.
Mm-hmm.
But logically, I know it's becoming more of a popular pick, but it's like, but I don't think though.
What, the Kool-Aid McKinstry pick?
That's not even what I was. That's actually the pick I was potentially pivoting to.
Oh, okay.
It's tough, bro. So you know what?
There's only a couple things that really work here.
Give me Chop Robinson's upside.
That's honestly where I was thinking. I thought it was gonna be a corner.
I'm thinking, no, Chop to kind of like just rotate with Davenport, and if Davenport can stay healthy too, that's just a win-win.
With the Ravens, not even a doubt. I'm just gonna take Nate Wiggins. I think for the value and the positional, need there, and with the talent of Wiggins, I just think it's kind of hard to pass him up here at 30.
No, yeah, all those zone blitzes that they love running up there too. I think it would work very well in that scheme.
31 to the San Francisco 49ers.
Hey, funny how I don't have to think about this one at all. We're taking Tyler Guyton off the board right here. This one, it's getting very popular because this is a very likely something you could actually see on draft night. I mean, a guy with such high physical upside, but you just haven't really seen it translate to the tape yet. Get him behind Trent, get him behind this O-line coach, give him some time. I think I love that.
So here's my thing with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they could go maybe like a Troy Franklin here. I think they can go Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think they could go Jordan Morgan. I think they can go Braden Fisk. I think there's a lot of things that we can do. I think I might go Kool-Aid because after losing L'Jarius Sneed, I think you need a little bit more help there. I know you have Trent McDuffie. I think he's a good corner, but I think you can. Chiefs are good at finding wide receivers in the second round. Whenever they take first round guys, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, I want to backtrack. I don't want to say they're good at finding second round guys because we know what Sky Moore was, but I will say I do think they figured it out with Rashee Rice. Obviously, they figured it out with him on the field, not off the field. But I don't know. I just think I think Jordan Morgan could be a good pick for them as well. I don't know. I guess they do make it work kind of with whatever they have at fucking wide receiver. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him Jordan Morgan to play opposite of Jawan Taylor.
Ooh, I like that though, bro.
They need it. Pick 33 to the Carolina Panthers. Where are we going?
All right, bro. Panthers have so many needs.
You have both picks for the Panthers in the second round.
No, yeah, we do. Okay, so we have so many needs. Time to figure out where we're gonna go, bro, because we really could go so many directions with the Panthers, especially because too, like you said, like hold on,
Bro, honestly, if
I
I'm
was
the
just
Panthers
closing
and
one
I'm
tab.
looking at the draft board, because I think when you get to this point, there's so many people that kind of just fall into like talent wise, like they're kind of similar, depending on how they have their grades. I wouldn't be opposed to trading down from, not saying in this mock, but in the real draft, trading down from the 33 pick and just accumulating even more draft capital. Because if I'm the Panthers, you're at a spot where you just need to be taking as many shots as you can on guys.
No, that is very true. I'll tell you this though. Speaking of taking shots, I think we have a guy here who has first round talent that ended up falling to us right here
I
in the
think I,
second round.
I think
So
I know who you're talking
I
about.
think I think I'm with this first pick here in the second round. I'm saying let me get Kool-Aid McKinstry
Yeah,
come play in this Panthers uniform.
I think that would be a very good pick for them. They need help everywhere.
Yeah, you might as well just start with good young guys in the secondary. You know, when you get a guy, you just take whoever it is, just take your first round value in the second round if they fall to you.
34 to the New England Patriots. They are going to be taking Troy Franklin and giving Drake May a deep threat.
Hey, I like that right there.
35 to the Arizona Cardinals, who have Troy Fautanu and Zach Frazier. They have beefed up the offensive
Yeah,
line.
right. No, we beefed up the O line, bro. We definitely got to beef in the O line. And then time to think what we're gonna do next. Hmm.
Beauty of it, they can use pretty much anything.
Yeah, you know, you're not lying. The beauty of it really is that yeah, we could go so many directions, bro. Man, man, bro. Does this team have needs?
They got needs. The thing is, too, is like the defensive talent isn't that great right now.
Yeah, you know what, bro? We're gonna take one of our home run shots here on a guy. Guy, you know, I like a lot, but rising through the process. We're not worried about receiver yet. We're taking Braden Fisk off the board right here.
Damn, it's just fuck Kyler Murray, huh? It's fuck
No,
Kyler
no,
Murray.
it's we got options. We're comfortable with our later round guys. We're
Okay,
comfortable.
okay, okay. At number 36, we have the Washington Commanders. We had them taking Jaden Daniels earlier. Now, I think they definitely could use more offensive talent. I think they also do need cornerback help. So because we pick again in 4 picks, I think I'm going to hold off on that wide receiver situation because I think there is a lot of guys. You know, you could really go either way. Like guys are going to be on the board with whatever you need. They do need O line help. I could give them a Kingsley Suamatia. That would be a good pick for them. I could also give them a corner. I think wide receiver is less of a need than corner and tackle. So I'm actually going to give them. I'm going to give them Kamari Lassiter. Well, I think maybe
Hey.
I'm going to actually go TJ Tampa, and here's why. I think the
Okay, I like that
size
too.
thing with Emmanuel Forbes scared them a lot, so there's like, fuck it, give me a big corner.
No, I like that. I like TJ Tampa too.
37 to the Los Angeles Chargers. We had
All
them
right,
taking Malik Neighbors.
yeah. So now, okay. Figure it's only right with the way the board fell, bro.
Oh
One of
no,
Jim Harbaugh's guys. We're taking
Mikey.
Mike Sarah still off the board. We're not thinking about it. I'm happy with that pick right there,
They
man. I
need
love that
corner.
one.
They need corner.
Yeah, they definitely need it. They definitely need it.
38 to the Tennessee Titans. We took Joe Alt with the first pick. They just traded for L'Jarius
Yeah.
Sneed. Um, you know, this is kind of a weird pick. They have Calvin Ridley. They have DeAndre Hopkins. They have Traylon Burks. We know Will Levis has a cannon. Give me
Yo.
Xavier Worthy.
Yo.
You got to figure it out if
Yo.
Will Levis is the guy. You have your
Yo.
weapons. I think that could be a really good
Yo.
spot
This
for
is
him.
Diffie.
I think that could be a
I
really good
love it,
spot for
bro.
him.
I love it. Hey, yeah, so if some of these older guys get injured for a couple weeks, Xavier's got to step in for that number one role, whatever. All of a sudden, you got to
Well,
burn
it's
him
like,
down that
but this
sideline.
is great though. He doesn't have to be the number one or the number two. He can be the wide receiver 3 that they just send vertically. And Will Levis has
No,
an
exactly.
arm.
They just told him to go into the slot and burn that seam literally every time. Like it's actually, I love it. I love it. I love it.
39 to the Carolina Panthers.
All right, the Panthers. And you know what? I'm doing it again. Slick Rick. I
Oh
feel like would fit
my.
very well into what the Panthers need. Just a sure-handed guy with with a good catch radius, physical after that catch. I think, and it get you know we've seen how he's developed that connection with Thielen, who has a not like not I don't want to say exactly like similar skill set, but yeah, kind of like where they have like those similar traits. And I think giving him Ricky a much younger version potentially of Adam, you got to feel happy about that.
I think that would be a good receiver core for him. Thielen, Pearsall, Deontay Johnson. I think they have something special over there.
Mingo, if he can develop.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. 40 to the Washington Commanders. Kingsley Suamatia, they need a tackle.
Okay, yeah, no, I think that one's very logical right there.
41 to the Green Bay Packers.
All right, let me just think about this one for a sec here, bro, because I know I went Coop initially.
You did. So they don't need really a safety at all. More corner and like O line. Or even D line.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably not the happiest with the value we could be getting with the O line right here,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
we could be getting a lot better value elsewhere. What I'm gonna say is, hmm,
They're in weird spots in the second round with what's available
you know
on the
what,
board.
bro? You know what, bro? Fuck the rats. Fuck the rats. Let
Oh,
me get Evan Rakestraw off the board right
okay,
here,
okay.
bro.
He's a good run defender. I think that would be good for them.
No, I think he fits really well into this Packers scheme. I think he kind of that just Ennis Rakestraw. Does that just sound like a Packer?
He does kind
I don't
of.
know. I feel like I could just see him fitting into the Packers uniform. I don't know. Just jokes aside.
42 to the Houston Texans. They signed a shitload of corners in free agency. I do
Yeah, no,
think,
they did.
they did address the D line quite a bit. Um, I don't know what we want to do with them because they have Diggs, they have Nico Collins, they have Tank Dell. Yes, they could use a wide receiver. I don't necessarily know if that's something they want to use on a second round pick, though. Um, they do like their linebacker. They could use a linebacker.
I was I was gonna say, bro. I know who I'll be taking right here.
You would take Peyton Wilson? I was thinking
I
Edgerrin
would yeah
Cooper,
no
maybe.
dude. Either or. Just after they lost Blake Cashman, who was like no one talked about for whatever reason. Humongous part of that defense last year. Huge part of that defense. Lost him for not a lot to the Vikings. I feel like you got to replace what he was doing.
I'm going to go Cooper. I don't agree with how PFF has him ranked. I think he needs to be so much closer to Peyton Wilson than what they have
No,
him.
I agree. I don't know why they are disrespecting him like that.
43 to the Atlanta Falcons.
All right. I'm about to tell you this, bro. I don't have to think about this one much at all, actually. We're taking Kamari Lassiter off the board. Georgia, staying in the same state. We need a corner real bad. We're going to stick Kamari right in that slot. Physical, good run defender. We need it. We need a DB as well. Welcome to the squad, Kamari.
All right. 44 to the Las Vegas Raiders. I am going to give them Bo Nix.
Oh,
I think he
right,
would work
bro.
really well in that Getsy scheme, actually. He does what he's told to do. He'll take the checkdowns. He does his reads. I think this would actually, unfortunately, make Getsy look pretty decent. Not even decent,
Yeah,
just
actually,
average, just competent. I think it would make him look competent.
I like the pick right here, though.
40,
I think who because I think I messed it up when I had to redo my redo them. Who's on the board for us right now at 45?
the Saints.
Oh, never mind. I actually did it correctly then.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
good stuff. I actually did it correctly. Okay. Because I had to I had to redo it after I'd messed up initially. Okay, so Saints on the board here at 45.
We had him take J.C.
What
Latham
route are we gonna
earlier.
go, bro? What am I thinking for the Saints right here? Let me cook. Let me just cook real quick. Definitely a few routes we could go.
I think there's a It'd be an interesting pick. Well, actually, I don't think you'd go here. There. Never mind. Never mind.
Ah, man,
I
it's like
mean, I think value wise, what is presented on the board is D line.
no, yeah, we're
Unfortunately,
thinking the same thing for sure on that. We're thinking the same thing on that. Oh man, bro. You know what? Let me get Rook or Horo right here. I need me an interior guy. I think I like Rook's upside a lot. And I think he's one of those guys who could play way better in the league than he did in college. Just keep
yeah.
on that athletic upside, just keep developing. I like Rook right here.
We have the Colts trading up in the first round to get Brock Bowers. Now they definitely could add a defensive back. Unfortunately, those guys are kind of gone. You could add a guy like a Darius Robinson who had a pretty good RAS score from what I understand, and we know that the Colts really value athletes, so that would not be a bad pick for them. I could also see them potentially even adding a receiver here. Like,
No,
because
definitely.
after, you have your tight end, you have, I just don't really love. I don't know. Like, I don't like what we have on the board here as corners. Like, Kyrie Jackson, yes, but he strikes me more as a third round guy or late second. And picking in the middle of the round is kind of hard. I do think there is a lot of talent here with the defensive line. I don't necessarily know they need defensive line that badly. So I do like the idea of going receiver maybe and just beefing up that room.
I think that with the way the board is right now, as far as value goes, it's
I
probably
don't
the best
know.
route.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me go to their depth chart. Let me take a look at their D line real quick because I just want to make sure I'm making the right choice for them, especially with like the guys that are available on the board, like a Darius Robinson. So we got Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, Raekwon Davis, Samson Ebukam. The thing is, it's their wide receiver, it's their cornerback room that's really desperate.
No, yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's a team that would be willing to trade up and get their guy here, but it would have to be more of like a later pick. I just don't see that. I just don't see where the trade up comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
And like the issue with Darius Robinson is like he can play inside, he can play outside. I guess they do need like more depth. Braswell's also not a bad option.
No, definitely not.
I think I'm gonna give
I
him
love Braswell. I was just trying to fit him into the right scheme.
I'm gonna give him Robinson because of the RAS score and because they do need depth and they have kind of that versatility with him where he can play inside and outside.
I love that. I love that pick right there.
47 to the Giants. Ooh, I wish I was picking for the Giants. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Swear you wish we're picking for the Giants.
I think I know where I would go. I think a different route than you're probably gonna go.
Okay, you're scaring me because you probably would now. Now you're making me question my
No.
route.
It's not like a. It's not like a. It wouldn't. It's not like a consensus thing. It's a little bit out there. But after you kind of make your pick, I'll let you know what I was thinking.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. For the Giants, what I'm thinking, bro, we really, really, really need another interior guy to put next to Lawrence and really shore up this D line. And I know our DB room is just so bad right now, but I'm just not seeing the value taking the DB right here when I have my boy Chris Jenkins right here on the board. I'm taking Chris Jenkins right here at pick 47.
Good pick. I was gonna go Michael Penix. I think that's a perfect spot for him.
Interesting,
Yeah.
bro. Interesting. Okay. See,
So,
I was just at the point where it was kind of like they're just gonna ride out with Daniel Jones and just see what they're gonna
yeah.
do with QB next year at this point. But like, I'm with you on that. Where that would be, I would be a good spot.
So we're sitting here with the Jacksonville Jaguars now. We had them take Olu Fashanu in the first round. Looking at their depth chart, they do need corner. But like I don't know. Like I don't want to take these guys this early. They do need oh man. They do need
That's where I
like
was
bigger
struggling, bro.
interior guys. So I'm going to make the Tavondre Sweat, you're a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Oh,
They need they need a nose tackle to play behind Devon Hamilton.
No, I actually love it. I love it.
49 to the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, let me think this one over here, bro. Let me make sure I cook for the Bengals fans.
We had them taking Amarius Mims in the first.
All right, bro, what are we doing here?
I don't know. They
You know
can really
what?
do whatever they want.
They can do whatever they want, and like,
No.
you know what, bro? I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna do something fun here.
Okay.
You're probably going to be losing. You're probably losing T. Higgins after this year. You probably need to replace him with someone similar. Hey, Keon Coleman's sitting right here, and I think Keon Coleman and Joe Burrow would be a fun duo. So
That would be nuts.
that's
I
gotta
like
be the
that.
spot.
I like that.
That's got to be the spot.
50 to the Eagles. I'm going to give them Peyton Wilson. I think that's pretty simple.
Hey.
They need linebacker help. 51 to the
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
no.
Steelers.
Oh man, bro. Back to I'm mulling it over.
We had them taking Graham Barton in the first, so we addressed their O-line need.
Okay. Right, we definitely addressed the O-line. Oh man, bro.
I know a perfect
I guess
addition for them.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna take my logic because you're gonna cheese because I feel like you're cheesing to the same thing. You know, normally I'd be saying I'm taking Jermaine Burton right here, but how we know the Steelers are with how we know the Steelers are with the personalities. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the polar opposite. I'm gonna take Roman Wilson.
He's a good pick.
Somebody who I think is gonna come in and cause literally no drama, nothing. Still produce for you, definitely very similar potentially. I'm very happy with Roman Wilson right here.
So we have the Los Angeles Rams on the clock. So looking at their team, we had them take, let's see, Jerzon Newton in the first. And I'm looking at the board, and I kind of, maybe, just maybe, Jermaine Burton is a Los Angeles Ram.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I rock with it. I
like, because you got to think, Cooper Kupp's getting a little bit older. They have Puka Nacua, but then it's Demarcus Robinson. So it's like...
And then Tutu, but Tutu's just inconsistent. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's younger. I just think with the talent of Jermaine Burton, I think he would actually fit well with that culture.
No, hey, I'm with it. I like that pick right there.
53 to the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, let me look over the Eagles here again for a sec, as I always do. Try to think the best route.
We had them going Jared Verse, and then they picked up Peyton Wilson.
Okay. You know what? You need yourself a big outside corner. You're going to take a little bit of a shot, and it is what it is. You put yourself in a position where the Eagles, you can do this. I'm taking Kyrie Jackson off the board right here.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. At number 54, we have the Cleveland Browns. They need defensive interior. Tavondre Sweat is off the board. I'm going to take Michael Hall Jr. I've been hearing a lot that teams are very, very high on him, and that when you watch his game, yes, he's not playing hella snaps, but in the limited snaps that he does play, he's flashing all over the field. So I think Michael Hall Jr. could be a very solid pick for the Cleveland Browns.
No, I love it. I just have to, I got to find him on PFF has him listed way too bogusly low, but I love that pick right there.
Him and Dorless, I heard, are going to go pretty high in the second.
No, I think
in the second at least.
He's listed way lower than he should be listed right now.
At number 55 to the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, we're under the assumption that Tua is going to get the extension. I'm not going to pull the trigger on the crazy fun plan that we used to be. We're under the assumption, I think, at this point that they're going to get something done with Tua.
Unfortunately,
but if they weren't, I would love to go the Penix route right
Have
here.
Fun with first round exits for the next 10 years.
but since I can't do that, it's tough, bro. It really is. Oh man, bro. You know what?
What
I'm
are we
not gonna
doing?
overthink it too much. Whenever he's available for me right here, I take him. Give me Jatavion Sanders right here to the Dolphins.
They need a tight end.
I think he would fit very well in that offense.
56 to the Dallas Cowboys. They took, who do we have them taking? Adonai Mitchell. So they need everything, man. They need everything. If we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, that's a weird thing. Is like they seem like so stacked next year or last year, and they still are a good team. But when you just look at their team, it's kind of just like, oh well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
no, they
actually know
they
how
they
good it
they definitely
is.
lost a lot more. Yeah, no, they lost a lot more than they gained. That's for damn sure, bro.
So I'm actually going to go ahead and I think I'm going to give them because they need defensive interior. I think a little bit more. I know they took Mozzie Smith last year, and they need. Oh no, do they take a guy like a Kieran Amagaji? Like
They definitely could.
I was leaning more like a Brandon Dorless, but like they do need O line help. So I'm gonna give them Kieran Amagaji.
Okay,
At
I like that pick though.
at number 57, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, bro.
We had
What are
them
we thinking
going
for the Bucks?
with Leatu Latu in the first.
Okay, let's see what we're thinking here. Man, the Bucks are a tough team to pick for, bro. It has a lot of needs.
Yeah, I mean a corner would be nice here, but with Kyrie Jackson off the board, it's kind of tough.
It is. That's the thing. Like, man,
They could add another edge. We got good edges on the board.
no, they definitely could. And what I'm thinking is, bro, a guy that would fit into this defense, you could rotate him initially. If he ends up being a lot better than the guys you drafted last year, then he just gets that starting job. You're happy with it. Let me get Chris Braswell off the board right here, bro.
Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, he's been on the board a little too long.
58 to the Green Bay Packers. They added two secondary players. I think with guys like Jonah Ellis and Adisa Isaac on the board, it is a good pick. I also think maybe they could be the team to add Brandon Dorless on the interior. They do need interior help. So, 59 to the Houston Texans.
All right, so to the Texans. Let's think what we're gonna do here, bro. Texans also are one of those teams that put me in a tough position.
Yeah,
You know what?
we had them taking Edrin Cooper earlier.
He's sitting here. He's still sitting for me. If you're the Texans, you got to feel like you have at least maybe not a need at this position, but a need for depth at the position and a potential starter you're getting long term. Let me get Tyler Nubin off the board right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think who is their safeties right now? They have
So they got Jimmy.
Sting
So they have
or
Jimmy Ward and then Jalen
Jalen
Petre. And
Petrie.
again, Jalen
Yeah,
Petre you're happy with. Jimmy Ward's just getting older. You got to start
yeah,
thinking
he's
about
32.
how much longer that's going to work. And yeah, exactly. So now we're getting a guy. Maybe you can sit him for a year. Or if you feel like if he plays better at camp, you start him. Getting good value right here to pick 59 for sure.
Buffalo Bills are on the clock. We have them taking Lad McConkey. I am actually going to have them trade back with the
Okay.
Denver Broncos. The Broncos need a lot. So I'm going to give them both our thirds, 76 and 82. And I'm, as the Bills, going to give them pick 60, 133, and 200.
Okay.
So I'm going to offer that trade through, and the Broncos are on the clock, and they're going to select Michael Penix Jr.
Hey. That's a money pick right there. That's a money trade.
At number 61, we have the Detroit Lions.
All right. So we took our edge. Still
Chop
feel like
up.
we probably need a corner.
Yeah. We know
But then
who's
it's like,
the end of the second round corner.
oh yeah, hold on a minute, bro.
Well, who are their
No, dude, we can't. Bro, we have to make it happen. I know what I'm gonna do right here for the Lions.
what are we doing?
I love it, dude. Max Melton, you're a lion, bro.
I like that.
I love that.
62 to the Baltimore Ravens. We had them taking Nate Wiggins in the first. I do think they need edge help, and honestly, they have some good edges here. I do like Jonah Ellis a lot. I think he's really underrated. I think he could go probably earlier than this, so I'm going to take Jonah Ellis off the board.
Okay, I like that.
63 to the San Francisco 49ers. We had them taking Tyler Guyton in the first.
Okay, Guyton in the first.
Unfortunately for them, there is like no second round corner available.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I want to do here. There, let's see. I could go a few routes. I could definitely go a few routes. Uh,
Their corner room is tough.
it's tough, bro. You know what? Hold on a minute. I think I'm cooking something up here.
Okay.
Dude, let me get Christian Mahogany over here to the yeah, let me get Christian Mahogany over here.
Not a bad pick.
I think Christian Mahogany fits really well. I
Over
think
Christian
you also
Haynes?
definitely Oh wait, no, I didn't realize no, I was gonna say, hold on, bro. I didn't realize we still had Christian Haynes on the board. I'm tweaking. Yeah, no, let me get Christian Haynes
Okay,
first. Let
okay,
me get
okay.
Christian Haynes first. I was scared. I no, I was just looking at the guards and I missed Christian Haynes. I don't know why. I thought you might have taken him early or something. Okay.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
let me
good.
clear that up. If Christian Haynes wasn't on the board, that's what I'd be going with. But yeah, let me get Christian Haynes right here, bro.
Christian
If
Haynes
we're
to
the
me
Niners,
is
I
like,
feel like
yeah.
we need a guard. And even if it's, yeah, I feel like, how much longer we're going to go with Aaron Banks. It's like, we're probably going to replace him soon. We're getting our replacement right here. And I feel like you're getting great value right there at pick 63 with Christian Haynes.
So at number 64, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. They took a tackle in the first. I think they'll probably add a wide receiver in the second now. Jalen Polk is a good receiver. So is Jalen McMillan. You have Xavier Legette, though, who I think could be really, really good for them. So I'm going to give him Xavier Legette because I think that is kind of a different type of receiver than they have right now.
I love that. No, that's exactly what I was thinking right there, bro.
So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been You Don't Know Ball Mock Draft Madness, day 45 of doing a mock draft every single day until the NFL draft. Let us know in the comments your favorite and least favorite pick from this mock draft, as well as trade scenarios. 10 days, guys, almost single digits. Thank you so much for watching. Did I already say if you don't know ball and want to know ball, be sure to subscribe? Or did I forget
I don't think
that?
we did. I don't think we
Okay.
said it yet.
Well, do that anyway and then leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night.